Hello, everybody, and welcome into Blue Jays Today, where you boys always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Nicholas Playalog.
And I'm your host, Adam Petal. And today, guys, the Blue Jays should be making some moves very soon. We're going to see some old faces return to the Blue Jays, some new faces as well. And what the hell is going on with Anthony Santander? And are they finally going to move this guy to the IL already? Before we get into it, hit that like button and subscribe to Blue Jays Today. So we had a lot of updates come out, a lot of good pitching injury updates, because we know that bullpen's been kind of injured. We know the rotation's been injured, but there should be some help on the way very soon. Let's first start off with the whole story about Erik Swanson. Erik Swanson, remember that guy? He came back last year at one point, was a little bit, struggling to begin, right? Because he started off injury. Also, the thing happened to his son. And then he came back, was struggling, but then a very good second half, and we're hoping to see him carry that second half into this season. However, he got off on the wrong foot, got off hurt. Same thing with that elbow forearm issue. But he could be back this weekend.
Could be back this weekend, everybody. He is in the final moments right now of his rehab stint, and I think now is the most important time for the Toronto Blue Jays to get this guy back, because who just went on the IL?
Yeah.
Jimmy Garcia, right? Like, we got to have some of those back-end guys for the Toronto Blue Jays. Bullpen has been one of our strengths. I do not want to see it become a weakness. Erik Swanson coming back and playing good ball, playing like he played in the second half of 2024, honestly going to be crucial for us.
Yeah, he needs to play in the second half kind of right away, because I've got a feeling it's going to be very similar to last year. I mean, history does tend to repeat itself, especially with these guys. I mean, he hasn't played competitive baseball in a long time. Like, what I'm referring to right here is in that first and second half of last year. That first half, man, like, he had a 9.20 ERA and he was virtually unpitchable. I mean, like, even our back end guys that aren't that very good, like not that very good, like Braden Fisher hasn't given up a freaking earned run this year yet, is better than what Erik Swanson would have gave you in the first half last year. However, you're hoping for that second half, so I feel like there's gonna be a little bit of a hiccups and bumps along the way for Erik Swanson, but I want to get back to vintage Erik Swanson. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that are going to say Erik Swanson's washed, he's done with. Are you on that page, or
Not
do you think
at
he's going
all,
to be back?
I mean, like, I can point to the second half of last year immediately and just go, look. Right?
Yeah,
like,
when healthy, he's good.
That's the thing. Like, it's just as simple as that. And, that 9.20 ERA that he had, smaller sample size than the second half. I think that, you just saw a dude who had gone through a lot at the beginning of the year, injury and, family stuff. And then as the season progressed and as time went on, he started to get better and better and better. So having him come back, being fully healthy, hopefully this weekend, that is going to be huge for the Toronto Blue Jays. Speaking of other pitchers that could make a big impact here, how about Spencer Turnbull? We heard that they picked him up, several weeks ago, and then it was like radio silence for a little while, and you're like, wait a second. I mean, I thought this was supposed to be like a steal, like we picked this guy up. Nobody was looking at him. Well, hopefully sooner rather than later, he could also be coming up to Toronto. Yeah,
like he needed to get built back up because it looked like he wasn't stretched out long enough for the Blue Jays to pick him up. He did pitch a lot in the bullpen, played that weird like Swiss Army knife role for the Philadelphia Phillies last year, and obviously it wasn't built back up to give you length. Blue Jays got him to get length out of that rotation because we do not have a fifth starter. I mean, Eric Lauer's been holding it down for somewhat of a good time right now, and Paxton Schultz last night shutting out the Rangers. But Spencer Turnbull would be a welcome sight in addition to that bullpen. He threw 4 1/3 innings in Dunedin yesterday. This is from Mitch Bannon. Shout out to Mitch Bannon, our guy over there, who with only 1 earned run, 0 walks, and 4 Ks. Hopefully soon the team is going to get him up to AAA for his next start, and then after that, I've got a feeling that Spencer Turnbull is probably going to end up somewhere next week, maybe against the Phillies or the Twins, wherever they kind of match up the rotation. Doing a little bit of a rotation shuffle right now in terms of when they're having their off day, but I got to imagine they're trying to get Spencer Turnbull into that next slot.
Yeah, because what is that? That's a solid like 9 days in a row of baseball, basically. Yeah. That's a lot of baseball, right? Just no off days whatsoever, so you're going to need to have somebody else come in and do that, and especially like if you were to have one poor performance from one of your pitchers, which has easily happened against the Philadelphia Phillies, noise, you're going to need somebody else the following day to hopefully take some pressure off of the bullpen. Spencer Turnbull could definitely be that dude. So honestly, very, very excited to see him come up. You know, similarly speaking, like we should be getting reinforcements soon because we'll get him. Then hopefully in a couple more weeks, we'll get Max Scherzer. And hopefully a couple more weeks after that, maybe we can start to think about Alek Manoah coming back as well. So reinforcements should be on the way. Let's transition and talk about the offense. This is something that we have been increasingly screaming at the top of our lungs. We've been tweeting about it. We've been making videos about it. This needs to happen. Anthony Santander just does not have it right now, folks. Look, I loved the signing, and I wholeheartedly stand by the signing. It was the right move. But right now, Anthony Santander is just not swinging the baseball bat with any type of authority. No. He is not performing well. And on top of all of that, on top of the 181 batting average, on top of the 64 OPS plus, on top of the negative WAR, he's injured. Whoa, time for a quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. Hit your picks and knock it out of the park with Betway. Scan the QR code down below to join the action. Only available in Ontario. Must be 19 years of older to participate. Please play responsibly. Now, everyone, back to the content.
Yeah, that's the thing that baffles me, man. I just don't get it. How could the Blue Jays knowingly feel this guy every single day with him injured? Like shoulder injury, hip issues. Literally in this quote by Keegan Matheson saying Anthony Santander has said, he said this, that he has shoulder hip issues that are helping limit big swings. That's not a good thing to hear from your guy that you signed to give you big swings. His swing rate or his swing speed is way down this season. You need him to put good speeds on that swing to get the high exit velocity, to get the ball over the wall. That's what you're paying him for. And he says, oh, well, if he's limiting his swings, it should help him make more contact. You're not getting paid to make more contact. No. It just doesn't make sense to me why this guy is still with the team. I am shocked that he hasn't gotten put on the IL yet. I'm shocked. It's been 2 weeks I've been asking for this, and he's still here. And not only is he still playing, he's batting second for the Toronto Blue Jays now.
Yeah, that's actually an insane decision. We saw that happen last night. He came in, he batted second. I don't know what we're doing here, right? I mean, he went over. I could have told you that he was going to go over like prior. I don't know why you would put him in a position where he could potentially get more at-bats than other guys. It just does not make any sense to me.
Well, here's what they thought. They thought, okay, let's get this guy in front of Guerrero because we don't want to face Guerrero if I'm the opposing team. We'll take our chances with Anthony Santander. Here's the problem, guys. They are pounding the fastball in the middle of the zone.
Yeah.
Like, where's this at bat right here? Is it this one? Yeah, right here. We saw this 2 nights ago. We're seeing it again tonight. Pitchers are comfortable throwing their 94, 92 mile per hour four-seam fastball right down the middle of the zone. This is that bat against Garcia last night in the 8th inning. Second pitch, right there, upper part of the zone. Swing and a miss. There you go. Fourth pitch, right there, outside the zone. He chases foul. Called strike number 3, down and in. That's right there, hittable. The 5th pitch, this is the 4th straight pitch in a row. Granted, the 4th pitch was a changeup. 5th pitch, fastball, 94. Said, you know what? I'm going to just challenge this guy on 1 and 2. He can't hit the fastball. Swing and a miss right there at the top of the zone. Strikeout. And obviously, we know he's not a good fastball hitter. But if I'm an opposing pitcher and I see Anthony Santander, sick. I can just throw a fastball down the middle, and I'm going to get away with it. So putting him at the second part of the order, or the second spot in the lineup, isn't going to change the way the pitchers are pitching to him already.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if the whole goal is to get him more fastballs, go back to the Baseball Savant page for a second there. Like, that actually just doesn't make any sense at all. Because even historically speaking, that's the one pitch that he struggled against. And now he's performing even worse, and you're like, oh, let's give him more of that.
Yeah, it doesn't really make...
why?
If we're an analytics team, like, this isn't working. I mean, the fact of the matter is he needs to be able to do something against a fastball. And why would I ever throw him a changeup cut or anything else other than a fastball? Why would I do that right now when he's doing what he's doing? So it's dumb. He should hit the IL. That's the only solution I've got right now.
Yeah, 100%. And ultimately, like, I know that there are guys down there in AAA who could perform at a better level right now than Anthony Santander. And again, that doesn't mean that we're out on Santander. That doesn't mean that this is a bad signing. It's not a bust signing. I don't feel that way. I just feel like right now, that dude does not have it.
He needs to get healthy. Like, this guy needs to get healthy. He cannot, I mean, here's the thing. He is showing signs where he's ripping fastballs down the line. His timing's off. You know, and when you're hurt, when your shoulders hurt, when your hips hurt, you're adjusting to your injury, and your timing's off. Just go get healthy, dude. You're not contributing anyways, especially batting second in the lineup. Go get healthy, man.
Well, hopefully that is a move that they will be making, as well as some of the other moves that should be coming this weekend and in the coming days. Excuse me. Please make sure to hit that like button, smash the subscribe button. Let us know your thoughts about all this in the comments down below. $4 a month, become a Patreon member or a YouTube member. Excuse me. Shout out and thank you to all of our current YouTube members. You guys are amazing.
Guys, thank you so much for watching.
And as always,
go Jays, go!